it's Emery. We're going to be doing some yoga today. It's cold where I am, so I've got my long sleeves on so we get warmed up. But we're going to jump right in and get warmed up. So as usual, since we just have 30 minutes, we're going to start standing at the top of your mat in Tadasana or mountain pose. Set your feet, I like to go about hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders back and down. Just let your arms dangle by your sides. Stand tall for a moment and take a deep breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Now let's get moving. Remember to stay connected with the breath and keep track of those inhales and exhales as we move. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, nice and easy, fold forward. Let the knees soften as you fold down. Let your head hang heavy. In fact, for a second here, just shake your head a few yeses and no's. Let your knees be bent. Knees are soft. And then keep the knees bent. Come rolling back up. Nice and slow as I'm stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders back at the top. Back to Tadasana. Scoop the navel in. Standing tall and strong. Take a deep breath here. Exhale through the nose. This time, inhale, sweep the arms up. Reach up, look up, gently fold, let the knees bend, let your head bow down heavy, shake your head a little yes and no, releasing around your neck. This time, bring your hands to your shins and just come halfway up. Straighten out the legs, straighten out the arms, reach the crown of the head forward, lengthen, exhale, fold back down, nice and easy. Bend the knees, let the arms dangle, come rolling up, take your time, roll the shoulders back at the top. Pause here, draw the navel in, take a deep breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up, maybe starting to add a little hint of a back bend at the top. Let the knees be soft, fold down, let your head bow heavy. Come halfway up, hands to the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. Gently fold back down. Bend your knees so you can get your hands down to your mat. Lead with your right foot. Step right foot back and then immediately left foot back so we're in plank. Now you can always modify knees down. Either way, we're going to hold a plank for a few breaths and really start to build up some heat. We're always breathing in and out through the nose, nice and steady. If you find you have to open your mouth and gasp for breath, that's a good indication to bring it down a notch. Okay, now slow and controlled, use those arms, go all the way to the floor, down onto your belly. Uncurl your toes, lift your hands up off the mat to hover, and then start to lift your shoulders and chest up into a little baby cobra, waking up those back muscles, and release back to the floor. Let's do that again. No hands, baby cobra, arching up. And release down. This time you can get a little extra push from the arms, but use your back muscles as well, arching a bit higher up into cobra. Keep the elbows close by your body and slowly back down. Now curl your toes under and push your bottom toward your heels. So it's kind of like child's pose, but with the toes curled under. Leave the hands planted and really sink the hips back like you're being pulled apart front to back. Get a little stretch through the arms, through the shoulders. And then nice and easy, let's find our first down dog. Hips up, knees up, and adjust the stance as you need. Let your head hang heavy and maybe start to pedal those feet a little bit. Toes stay where they are, just sinking one heel to the floor and then the other. Loosening up down the backs of the legs. Close your eyes if you'd like. Just let your head hang heavy, relax your neck. Continue with those deep breaths in and out through the nose. Try lifting both heels at the same time, and then let both heels be nice and heavy. Now peek up toward your hands, take some baby steps, and walk your feet up toward the front of your mat. Set those feet parallel, about hip distance. Come halfway up, hands to the shins, lengthen out like you're trying to get taller. Exhale, fold back down. Arms wide, come all the way up, sweep the arms up overhead, and then hands to your heart. Good. Okay, let's do that again. Getting a little warmer, getting some movement in this morning. Inhale, sweep the arms up, maybe a little hint of a back bend. Exhale, swan dive down, let your head bow heavy. Halfway up, lengthen out, reach through the crown of the head, fold back down. This time, left foot first, left foot back, immediately right foot follows. We're in plank or a modified plank, and we're holding for about 3 breaths. It's perfectly fine to have the knees down, just stay strong through the shoulders and the core. Nice and easy, slow motion all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Don't feel like you have to come all the way up high, whatever's good for your back. Ease back down. Curl the toes under, hips toward your heels. Kind of like child's pose, but with the toes curled under. Really sink the hips back. Feel the pull through the shoulders. I'm feeling it because I'm sore from that upper body workout yesterday. And then downward dog. Hips up, head heavy. Couple deep breaths here. Spread your fingers out wide. Let your head hang. Just relax your neck so your gaze will naturally be back toward your feet or your knees. Maybe pedal the feet out a little more if you're feeling it tight down the back of the legs. And then peek forward, take some little baby steps, walk your feet up to the front of your mat, set your feet parallel, halfway up, hands to shins, exhale, fold down, arms wide, come all the way up, look up, reach up, hands to heart. One more time like that, a little faster. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, hands down, step it back to plank. This time, try just going halfway to the floor, chaturanga, arching up cobra or up dog, and then make your way straight to downward dog from there. Pause in down dog, take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose. Tipping the tailbone toward the ceiling, heels heavy toward the floor. And then peek forward, walk your feet to the front of the mat. Fold down, halfway up, hands press against shins, fold back down, arms wide, come all the way up, look up, reach up, maybe a little back bend at the top, hands to your heart. Pausing here, bring your feet and knees as close together as you comfortably can. Sink the hips low, but sweep the hands high, chair pose, Utkatasana. Give the toes a little wiggle so you're not spilling forward, but grounded firm in the feet. Toes resting easy on the floor, hands to your heart. See if you can sit a little bit lower. Good. Scooping the navel up, breathing in through the nose. One more breath here, inhale. As you exhale, fold down, drop the head heavy, halfway up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold, let's take a flow. Walk to plank, halfway down chaturanga, up dog or cobra, back to down dog. Pausing here, deep breath. Okay, let's take the right leg up high, 3-legged dog. And as you reach up through the right toes, try to sink down through the left heel. Let the weight of that top leg give you a nice stretch down the back of the bottom leg. With the right leg up high, go ahead and roll your foot around a few times. Get some movement in the ankle joint. And then bend the knee and draw some circles in the air with the knee. So the whole leg is moving through the air and the movement's coming from the hip socket. Circle one way and then the other. Keep that knee bent. Look forward. Take a giant step forward with your right foot. And if it doesn't make it all the way up by your hand, just grab a hold of the back of your ankle and help scooch that foot up there towards your right thumb. Drop the back knee down so that we're in a low lunge. Shift the weight over into your left hand and then twist toward your knee. Sweep your right hand toward the ceiling. Really reach up, spread both arms out wide, like you're literally trying to touch the ceiling. Let the hips sink toward the floor in the lunge. Let the arm reach toward the ceiling in the twist. Take a deep breath. Unwind. Both hands on the floor. Walk your hands back a little bit. Draw the hips back a bit so you begin to straighten the front leg. Not that it has to go all the way straight. And then flex that right foot until you can feel a nice gentle pull down the back of the leg in half splits. Loosening up through the hamstrings, might feel it down in your calf muscle as well. Bend the right knee again. Put your right hand on the big toe side. Lift the back knee, and then take a walk with your hands around to the long side of your mat. And as you do, rotate your right foot so that all 10 toes are pointing toward the long edge of your mat. Make sure you're not locking out your knees. First time here, we're still loosening up. Knees are bent a little bit. Let your head bow down into a wide leg forward fold. Maybe shake the head a little yes and no again. Really try to release around your neck. Bend one knee a little more, hip shift to one side, and then the other knee a little more, hip shift to the other side. Make it nice and slow and gentle, and just do a little sway with the hips from one side to the other. Maybe feeling those adductors, inner thigh muscles, loosening, stretching. Good. Now we're going to come out of this the same way we got in. So start to walk your hands toward your right foot. Start to turn your right toes toward the front of your mat. Lift your left heel so you're in a lunge and step back, downward dog. Take a deep breath. If you'd like, stay here in down dog or drop your knees for a moment in child's pose. Or take a vinyasa. A vinyasa would be inhaling to plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale to arch up, exhale back to downward dog. Deep breaths. If you're in child's pose, come back and join us in down dog. Let's take that left leg high, three-legged dog. Reach up through the left toes. And as you're trying to reach up high, there's this tendency to pop up onto the ball of the right foot. Instead, I want you to try to sink the right heel down. So you kind of have to, not kind of, you have to split your awareness. Reach up on the left, sink down on the right. Now start to roll that top ankle loose. Just roll your foot around a little bit. And then bend the knee and roll the whole leg around, moving from your hip socket. Draw some circles in the air with your knee. Around one way, and then the other. Keep the knee bent. Look forward, take a giant step forward with the left foot. Wiggle it up there next to your left thumb. Drop the back knee so we're in a low lunge. Lean the weight over into the right hand or fist. And then begin to twist toward the knee, sweeping the left arm up. Reach way up high. Really spread the arms out as wide as you can. Think about, again, splitting that awareness. Hips sinking toward the floor as chest and arms are reaching toward the ceiling. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Take a deep breath. And then unwind. Now this hand can be on the baby toe side of your foot or on the big toe side, whatever's more comfortable. Start to pull your hips back. You can walk the hands back a little. Begin to straighten the front leg, but don't force it, and flex that left foot. You want to feel a little stretch waking up down the back of the left leg and the hamstrings mostly. Might feel it in your calf muscle as well. Now bend the front knee. Make sure the left hand is on the big toe side. Lift the back knee and take a walk around to the long edge of your mat. As you do, make sure you rotate your left foot. All 10 toes should be pointing to the long edge of your mat. Again, still getting warmed up, loosened up, so don't force those legs straight. Keep a little bend in the knees. Check in with your neck. Let your head hang heavy. Shake yes and no if it helps. And then bend the right knee a little more. Take the hips more to the right. Slowly shift it over to the left. Go back and forth a few times, never fully straightening either knee. Just easing in these big leg muscles and hips this morning. Oh, it's morning for me. Always coming back to your breath, in and out through the nose. All right, coming out just like we came in, walk your hands toward your left foot. As you do, turn the left toes to face the front of your mat. Lift the back heel so you're in a lunge. And step back, downward dog. Again, we have options, okay? You could stay in down dog and breathe. You could drop your knees, make it a little easier, or you can flow with me. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up. Exhale back to downward dog. And they'll all meet back in down dog, whatever option you pick. Looking forward, walk those feet up toward your hands, plant your feet, bow your head, relax your neck, halfway up, press against the shins. Exhale, fold, stay here, heel toe your feet as close as you comfortably can, knees as close as you can. Bend the knees, hips low, hands high, back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart, sit a little bit lower. Again, give the toes a little wiggle, just so we make sure we're not falling forward, gripping too hard with the toes. We want to be grounded across the bottom of the feet from front to back. And then toes are down. Stay here to breathe. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold, walk both feet back, down dog. Three-legged dog again. Right leg up high. Bend that knee, look forward, take a giant step forward. Once again, helping that right foot way up there by your right thumb. This time though, turn the back heel down, so the foot is sideways and flatten the back. Keep that bend in the front knee, cartwheel your arms open, chest open to the side of the mat. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana. Arms up strong in a T shape. Look toward your right hand. Take a deep breath. Back leg is straight. Nice lunge into the front knee. Good breathing. Lower belly strong. Think navel in and up. Now I want you to hold those warrior two legs. No change from the hips down. Flip the right palm up and then lean back, sliding the left hand down the left leg, reaching the right arm up and back slightly. So you feel a nice side stretch from the right hip crease all the way up to the right fingertips. Remember, don't change the legs. Keep those strong warrior legs. There's a tendency to cheat a little bit and straighten the front knee. Instead, I want you to bend that front knee, sink a little lower, sink down, but reach up. Good, back to warrior two. Same idea, keep the legs the same, just moving at the waist. Come forward. Rest that right elbow on the right thigh for a moment. Take the left arm out overhead. So you're in a nice diagonal line from heel to hand up the left side. And really reach, reach, reach. Pretend like you're trying to get your left hand as far away from your left foot as possible. And then turn your chin toward your shoulder. And as you do, roll that left shoulder back toward the wall behind you just a bit. So there's just a hint of a twist. Like you're trying to peek your heart toward the ceiling, keeping the hips low, keep those strong warrior legs. We're in side angle. Back to warrior two. Breathe here. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor by your right foot. Step back, down dog. Pick your option. Stay in down dog, drop the knees, or take a vinyasa. Either way, we'll all meet back in downward dog. Ready for the left side. Take a deep breath. Three-legged dog. Left leg up high. Bend the knee, look forward, giant step forward. Sometimes that foot only makes it about halfway up the mat. No big deal. Grab the foot with the hand, scoot it way up there by the left thumb. Turn the back heel down. Keep the bend in the knee. Just lift up through the torso. Cartwheel the arms out. Warrior two. So hips and chest are square to the long edge of your mat. Back leg is straight. Nice lunge in the front knee. Arms up strong. Looking out toward the left hand. Couple more breaths here. Feel the lower belly strong. Think about drawing the navel in and up. Now remember, no change in the legs. Flip the left palm up, lean at the waist, reverse warrior. Let the right hand slide gently down the right leg. Left arm reaches up and back a little bit. Should feel a nice stretch all the way up the left side. I see a lot of people cheat themselves here and start to straighten the front leg. Instead, think about bending in a little more, like you're trying to reach your knee forward, but left hand back, like you're being pulled apart. Warrior two. Keep those strong legs. Left elbow rests on the left thigh. Top arm reaches out overhead. So you're a nice long diagonal line up the right side. Really long. Get those right fingertips as far away from the right foot as possible. Check in with the breath. And last but not least, a little peek toward the ceiling. Turn your chin toward the top shoulder. And as you do, roll the top shoulder back just a bit. So there's a hint of a twist. Hips are low, heart pointing high, breath flowing. Stay where you are from the hips down. Stay committed with the legs. Come back to warrior two. Take a breath here. Inhale. As you're exhaling, circle the hands down. Step back, down dog. Your choice. Stay in down dog. Take child's pose or flow. Either way, we'll all meet back in downward dog. One breath here. Looking forward, step or hop up to the front of your mat. Fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold feet and knees as close as you comfortably can. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart, grounded across the entire sole of the foot. Let's add a little twist this time. Bring your right elbow across toward that left knee. Stay in chair pose, keep the hips low. Good, twisting open. Think about trying to bring your heart or your sternum around toward your thumbs. Stay in chair, just unwind the twist. Keep the bend in the knees, keep the hips low, and twist the other way. Left elbow, right knee. Bring those left ribs around, sternum around toward the thumbs. Notice if you're falling forward into the toes. If so, give the toes a little wiggle. Stay in chair, just unwind the twist. Pause here, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, lengthen out. Hands down, walk it back, downward dog. Three-legged dog. Right leg high, look forward, bend the knees, step it forward. Turn the back heel down. Cartwheel open. Warrior two. Pause. Find your warrior two. Back leg is straight. Nice bend into the front knee. Navel in and up. Right palm up, lean it back. No change in the legs. Reverse warrior. Come forward, side angle. Elbow to thigh. Or if the hips are feeling looser, you can sink a little lower. Take that right hand to the floor. Left arm long overhead. Reach and reach overhead. This time, let's add a little more. Wrap the left arm behind your back, palm facing out. And as you peek toward the ceiling, really roll that top shoulder back. In fact, feel that left shoulder blade tuck in tight toward the middle of your back. Engage those back muscles. Take a deep breath. Now, left arm up, stay committed with the legs, just lift the torso, back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg now, hands to your hips. Like we did at the very beginning, wide leg fold. Turn your right foot, all 10 toes should face the long edge of your mat. Hands on your hips. Inhale, arch back just a bit, squeeze the shoulders back, feel that opening across the top of the chest. And then hinge at the hips. Go as far as you can with a flat back. Let your hands drop down, let your head drop down. If you can't reach the floor, go wider with your feet. Try to get at least your fingertips to the floor. Head is heavy. Wide leg fold. Take a breath here. Just let your upper body sink toward the floor. Think about tipping the tailbone toward the ceiling. Now I want you to bend both knees, roll yourself up tall. Roll the shoulders back a little bit at the top. Let's find warrior two again. Rotate the front foot, right foot, point out to the side, arms up to a T. Bend just the right knee, back leg stay straight, sink the hips straight down. Right, getting a little looser, warmed up, might feel yourself, to sink in a little deeper. Pause here, take a deep breath. Exhale, cartwheel down. Step back, take your option. Down dog, child's pose, or a vinyasa. Either way, we'll meet in down dog. Let's all take a deep breath. Left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, look forward, big step forward. Back heel down, cartwheel open, warrior two. Exhale, hips sink low, arms up strong. No change in the legs, left palm up, lean it back, reverse warrior. Come forward, side angle, elbow to thigh, or if the hips will allow, you can sink a little lower, taking that left hand to the floor on the big toe side. Top arm reaching long out overhead, reach, and then wrap, top arm behind. Roll the top shoulder back. Heart toward the ceiling, gaze toward the ceiling, hips still sinking toward the floor. Now, right arm up. Stay committed with the legs, leave them where they are. Just lift the torso, warrior two. Now you can straighten that front leg, hands to hips, wide leg fold. All 10 toes face the long edge of the mat. Inhale, shoulders back, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold down. Let your head bow heavy, fingertips at least to the floor. If you can't reach, try a little wider with your feet. Shake a few yeses and nos if it helps. Close your eyes if you'd like. Should feel a pretty good stretch up the back of the legs, down through the inner thighs, tipping the tailbone up. And then bend both knees, roll it up to stand. Keep the right leg just like it is. Turn the left toes to face the front of the mat. Warrior two, once again, just bend the front knee, sink the hips down, 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 arms up strong. Deep breath. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, downward dog. Feel free to hang out here or flow with me. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, back to down dog, and pause and breathe. All right, everybody go ahead and drop your knees down. Swing the feet out to one side so you can have a seat on your mat. Stretch both legs out long, maybe give them a little wobble. Scoot your bottom to about the middle of your mat. Flex your feet. Inhale, sweep up tall. Lead with the heart, lengthen forward first and then fold down. Soften around the neck, tuck the chin down slightly. Take a deep breath. Nice and easy, come rolling up. Keep the legs long, but this time point those toes. Place your hands on the floor behind your back a little bit. Fingers face forward. Upward facing plank. Drive the hips up off the floor. Look up toward the ceiling. Good. Lift the hips up high. Breathe. Nice and easy. Lower back down. Okay. Again, bottom to about the middle of the mat, maybe down a little bit further. Plant your feet flat. Take a good look at your feet before we go to the floor, about hip distance apart, and the key is that they're parallel, toes facing forward, and then ease down onto your back. Once you lie down, you might have a little more room to walk the heels in closer. Bring your heels as close to your bottom as they'll come. Arms down by your sides. Bridge pose. We're just going to do one round, so we're going to make the best of it. First, before we lift, I want you to pull your belly button toward the floor. Really feel your back press into the floor. Feel the tailbone tip up slightly. And then as if just following that tip, start to peel the hips, the bottom, the low back, mid back up off the mat. Arms stay planted, head steady, look straight up, and start to engage those glutes. Okay, really press down firm with the feet. Nice and firm, like you're going to leave footprints in your mat. Strong through the glutes and the hamstrings. And breathe in through the nose Out through the nose. Now don't actually move your feet, but I want you to pretend like you're trying to pull your heels even closer toward your head. Maybe feel those hamstrings and glutes engage a little deeper. It's a nice opening across the front of the hips in case you're going to be seated all day at your desk or in your car or wherever. One more breath, hips up high, slow and steady with control. Come easing down. Roll the hips back down. Good. Keep the knees bent, but I want you to heel toe your feet out pretty wide, about as wide as your mat. And then just let both knees flop over to the right. Okay, don't force anything. Just let the knees fall where they fall. Arms out to a T, palms up. Take a deep breath. Slowly pull the knees up. Feet are still about as wide as the mat. Feel the edges of your mat under your feet. Let the knees gently sway to the left. Don't force anything. Just let them fall where they fall. Draw the knees up. Bring your knees in. Give them a little hug. One last little stretch here. Feel the pull maybe down the low back. Give it a good hug. And then stretch out long. Hopefully you have a few more minutes for Shavasana. Just going to allow yourself to lie here for a moment. Arms outstretched, arms and legs outstretched. Close your eyes. And just breathe. Breathe slow and steady. In and out through the nose. Soften through the face. Soften through the jaw. Let your body relax into the support of the floor. Feel the pace of your breath slowing down. And like I said, hopefully you have a few more minutes. You can just stay right here and enjoy a little peace and quiet. Thank you for practicing with me today. We'll see you next time. Namaste.